Good morning. Sorry. No, it's your show. I'm just the co-host. Go ahead, baby.
What? Good morning, everybody, or evening, or in the middle of the night for those of you in Australia. I'm talking to you, Omnibus. Welcome to Near Mid Condition, a channel where you can be part of a positive, honest community and lay claim to some comic book knowledge. This is your host, the Uncanny Omar.
Hi.
And I'm his co-host, the Astonishing Melanie. And together, we represent the world of... Hold up. Omnis!
Now everybody's in on the joke. Was it Marshall Pilgrim that came up with that idea? I think it was him, right? Marshall Pilgrim. This was years ago. Martian, if you
regardless, it's
thank you.
So clever.
So
and thank you so much, Mr. Tex, for starting us off with a super sticker. Alf gives it a ting.
Oh gosh.
So where is everybody from? And I love how I see people saying hi to each other in the chat. I love how Psycho Cleveland is yelling
already.
Hey, now who's got 2 thumbs and just finished the new Dan Close book that comes out next week.
Well, look at
Transcendent Travis, that's who. Greetings as always from Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Dude,
I don't know, Travis, did you read that book?
Psycho Cleveland has now moved into the offices of Fantagraphics, something is going wrong.
Good morning, William.
Italy.
And Gary from the UK.
Hey, Gary.
Oh, I'm glad you're able to join us live. And Ibsy, who's been around for years. Thank you, Ibsy. Finally, a Saturday off work.
It's always good to see you, brother. Your fingers were off. That fusion is not going to go well. No, it is not.
Was it? Oh, well. It's going to be like some
horror
body horror
thing.
It's going
to be the fat Gotenks. Remember when Gotenks did it? He was skinny, then it was fat because he had to get the fingers right.
Like this morning, I was watching body horror YouTube videos.
You have the most random playlist, I swear.
It's Clark Ellison, and it had an Akira thumbnail. I was like, oh, let me add it.
Oh, Akira, you say. Omar,
Rick Gear, how are you? You got fall break? I'm on fall break this week. Can you remind me of your email address? I have some school-related stuff to show you, but would rather not bore the comic chat.
You are so awesome. I love looking at that stuff.
Here you go. It's just nearmidcon@gmail.com.
And thank you to all you teachers out there that motivate kids to read, whether it's comics or magazines, whatever it is. You know, I think there's lots of teachers that we all had that we'll always remember that inspired us to be better than what we think we are.
Oh yeah,
and I think you were like that.
Mrs. Hill, Mrs. Wells. Totally remember so many things they told me.
Mrs. Hills was crazy,
and in fact, then I didn't use the things and tell my students.
I'll always remember.
So it continues.
Mr. Roach had an F in his class on the first test of advanced history 201, and he was like, you seem like a smart guy, but you like that because he had that voice, but you like to joke around a lot. He was an old guy. And I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, this is not my usual I can do better and that kind of thing. And he was like, you better, I expect better from you. And then eventually I was accepted into the honors program. And
because you be smart.
Sometimes, oh my gosh, but the part of that was also you had to like get up at 4:30 in the morning to go and talk about Machiavelli's The Prince.
At 4:30, like,
well, no, I had to
you
get
wake up at 4:30, and then you're talking right there at 4:30.
And I'm like, these fools are talking about The Prince. I ain't watched the movie yet.
Oh man. Yeah, watch the movie. Hey, good morning, Hamza, fellow Nomad Dazzler and X-Men Lost Year's Omni Wanters. Somebody had a question up here. Oh, Dana, we have your package. We'll open up at noon. Thank you.
Liverpool. Thank you.
It was about Batman and Robin.
Eternal?
Reading. Let me see. What order do you read Batman and Robin in? Is what Jack's asking.
The big omnibus, Batman and Robin by Tomasi. There is a certain stopping point. I can't.
Taylor Talks Comics. I see you.
Taylor Talks Comics is here.
He's making fun of you.
What? Well, what? Machiavelli's The Prince?
Mm-mm.
Does he have a tattoo of Machiavelli's The Prince or something? Give me 1 second because I have all this written down. I cannot remember the issue number, but there's a specific issue I'll tell people not to read because it will spoil something that happens in the pages of the Batman Incorporated book. So let me find it really quick. It is in the documentation too. If you're part of our Patreon, by the way, you can just look up the Batman reading order, and there's a written documentation of this stuff.
15 pages.
It's a lot. Give me a break. It's a lot. It's a lot. All right, you stop at issue 17, and then you go and read Grant Morrison's Omnibus Volume 3, and then you finish out Batman and Robin Omnibus. Because something big happens, there's a crossover, and it also spoils something that happens to one of the characters if you keep reading, and it's a real heartbreaking moment. Yeah. In my opinion, I'm reading this backwards like Yoda. Thank you, always an instigator. I already knew. Yes, you come.
Issue 18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nightfall without the prelude to Nightfall isn't a complete. It's not. Yeah, every time they do an omnibus and they announce a reprint, I'm hoping that they'll sneak in sort of Azrael in there, but they haven't yet. Or at least give us like a sort of Azrael deluxe edition with those first few issues of Dennis O'Neill's run on that series. That would be great.
Matt, have a good walk.
Enjoy your walk, my brother.
Josh just wanted to say hi. Wish everyone a great day at work right now, so no sound. If you guys see this, any news on the OHCs, Daredevil, Fantastic Four, Aaron Vengers. Oh, is that what the cool kids are calling it?
Hold on just a second.
Oh, okay.
I've been talking to David.
Taught me something, Josh.
All morning.
Aaron
We're trying
Vengers.
to plan out something for New York Comic Con. Maybe interview some people. And he said hello, everybody, by the way. Nocturne! I love that dude. Dude, it's always good to see that
he
guy.
loves your Sailor Uranus shirt.
Best
That's right.
Sailor Scout.
Uranus.
Best Sailor Scout. Come at me.
I do love her.
Come at me, bro.
No, it's Moon, then Venus.
Whatever.
Used to be
Second is Mars,
Saturn.
but because of those heels. But
I love Saturn and Pluto.
Uranus.
But think as the years go on, Uranus
Tina, who's the best Sailor Scout? No, Tina's
keeps,
probably Neptune.
Jumping
Not
up
Neptune,
the tiers, but it's always Moon and then Venus. Yep. Tina just does the Sailor Uranus shirt too, Nocturne.
I think she likes
but she's no Jupiter. Let's go. Let's have a debate about Sailor Scouts.
Look at all these nerds that love all the Sailor Scouts. Love it.
And you like how I say Sailor Scouts and not Senshi or soldiers? Just
we're not
because I watched it in English first.
Now I watched these in Japanese because they weren't cousins. They were not cousins. What's up, Kingsport Cow? How are you, my brother? It's been a minute since I've seen you.
Pluto isn't a planet anymore.
Are you guys watching Gen V? No, what's Gen V? Teach me.
I know IC has random Aaron Vengers OHCs.
Yeah, no. He's asking if they're going to finish it out, and I get it. So I'm asking David right now, and hopefully he might give me an answer.
Okay.
Going to finish out. Please remind me, what are they?
The only time people ever suggest reading Batman Incorporated is just to tie in with Tomasi's Batman and Robin.
But it was good. It was a good
Bunkmaster B on Comics, who has a YouTube channel you should check out. That's what his 2 cents are.
Daredevil by Zdarsky, right? What was the not Hickmenders? Avengers by Aaron. And what was the other one? Was it Dan Slott FF? Was that the other one?
It was FF.
Okay.
So, I'm assuming it was Dan Slott's FF. Ben, I'll have to tell you later. I can't tell you on the stream now, but I noticed something. Watching Matilda with Danny DeVito, a certain word he uses in the movie, this is 96, he uses again in Always Sunny, but to me something different. I was like, does he really like that word? You'll appreciate it. All right, The Boys spinoff.
Oh, thank you. No, is it out? It's not out yet, right? I know Amanda and I are coming up on October. We've been talking about what things to watch, and she's nervous because I'm like, well, it's October, we gotta watch scary stuff, and she's like, please don't make me. And I'm like, we'll start off with something tame like Monster Squad and Gremlins or something like that.
Oh, I wonder if she's like Nope. She gets scared. I was rewatching Nope last night. Oh my gosh, you guys, so good. So good.
What a good idea from Tina. Good morning.
Good morning.
Omar and Melanie. Hope all is fabulous. Also wish the chat well. Ready to talk and listen to comic gossip. Is that what we're doing?
It came out yesterday.
Whoa, for real?
First 3 episodes.
Dang it. Well, I guess we got to review that on Wednesday then. Thank you so much. I'm so glad.
Yeah, Ben, try to guess it before. If it gets with a D. All right. Parwick's Comics Reader says, holy heck, just back from the Traveling Man warehouse sale. 36 trades at 5 those pounds each, including epics, thick trades, rain anthologies, Ex Machina compendium. Wow, this sounds like a good deal.
That's pounds, baby.
All right, 5 pounds each. There we go.
Yep. It was really good. Always an instinct. It was really good. Okay, I can't wait to watch it. Hello, Mentees. And
Yes, no, it's so strange.
Tina, we're coming to your impromptu party. That it's not that impromptu if it's on the 20th.
Yeah, that's not.
Do you even know English? Get you a good woman to teach you English, Tina. That's what you need.
I mean, that's what Taylor was making fun of.
Ari, what? For learning English from you?
Yeah, he said, was this before or after?
You know, what's going to be funny is one day it will be somebody's first stream and they're like, wow, Melanie taught Omar English? That's amazing. No wonder he married her.
The reprint of Batgirl Year One came out this week. Everyone should read it. The greatest Batman villain of all time is featured. And who is that? Good sir.
The Kite Man in that? I can't remember who's in that. And if you've not read any of those Year Ones, I know that they're not deluxe editions, but oh my gosh. Nightwing Year One, Batgirl Year One, and Robin Year One are phenomenal. Art and story. Good morning, Omar. Melanie. It's a beautiful day in Charlotte, North Carolina. This week, I found out some surprising and positive changes coming career-wise for me. Question: what arcs have you read that surprised you? What comic arcs have I read that surprised me?
Berserk. Well, but I watched the movies first. It still counts. It still counts. That surprised me. That arc. I was like, what? I'm praying for my soul.
Like a shocking surprise. Honestly, it would probably be something like House and Powers of X. Like, I didn't see that coming. And it was huge. It was for people that have read it. If you're an X-Man fan, you know it's a game changer. And it's not like a game changer like clickbait game changer. It's a game changer. Condiment King. Thank you. Would you say Robin, Nightwing, and Batgirl need a year two? That is the best question, Bloss. And we all know year two is superior in every aspect.
In regards to the latest 2 running cap runs by Lansing, etc., do you think there's enough to make an Omni, or should I grab the trades? I don't think they will be making OHCs for it.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get OHCs either. Let me see if David hasn't replied.
And in case you're new to terminology, trades are the soft cover, basically like 6 issues collected, and OHCs are oversized hardcovers.
Look at you.
Because one day, if you're new, you don't know.
She's going to take over this
channel. It took me like 2 years to find out. Like, oh yeah, that's what it means. I was kidding.
Oh my gosh. I don't think there's enough material, but what they could do is put Sentinel of Liberty and oh my gosh, what is the Sam Wilson run called? The Sam Wilson and Steve Rogers books together in one omnibus. There's that crossover, and that's enough for a small omnibus. So I would love that. It's a good run. I really like it. Let's manifest a year one omnibus or absolute. Raphael, we got a year one absolute. Remember, we need a year one, and we need a post-crisis Batman omnibus so bad. Omar, Melanie, 'tis good to see you. 'Tis good to see you too, my friend.
Have you gone back and read older X material with a different perspective on Moira McTaggart post Hoxpox, which is House of Powers?
I'll be honest with you. I told Peter M. from Crushing Crisis, which if you ever need reading guides, he's got the best out there. I don't reread a lot of stuff these days because I don't have the time unless it's coming out on Omnibus. But there are moments in my head that I'm like, that works perfectly. What? Oh my gosh, that actually fits into her character. Like, you know, doing all the testing on her son, the testing on Magneto. One of the best moments is the whole clash with Destiny in the attack on Muir Island. What is that? 255, I think. I don't know why I'm looking at the shelf. I think it's Uncanny X-Men 255. Holy moly, man. Omar donated Bone, Barks, Uncle Scrooge, Smurfs, and safe Marbleverse trades and Mario Adventures to my nephew's school library. They love them. That's freaking awesome. That's what it was about.
Awesome.
Batman Year 3 was actually Nightwing Year 1, wasn't it? No, Robin Year 1. It was Robin Year 1. What's the biggest difference in artists on one book, in your opinion, good to bad? For me, it's going from Boland to McMahon. Oh my gosh. McMahon. He's talking about Judge Dredd, I'm sure. In Dredd has always been a rough transition. No offense to McMahon. That's it. A lot. Right? I know people love this guy. I was not a fan of his at all. But going from Whilce Portacio to Brandon Peterson, that was rough. Brandon Peterson went on to take over Uncanny X-Men, did the issues of Uncanny X-Men in Executioner's Song. And, you know, he's blown up. He's a big cover artist these days. I don't think he does a lot of internal work. And he's a great artist. But that was fast. I mean, that was rough at first. It was rough.
Jack, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see. I'll give you Pingu. Over 190 people in the chat, but only 39 likes. Hulk smash that like button. Bub. Oh, look, you're Wolverino. I don't have a Wolverine gift right now. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you for that, Jack. That's one of the roughest ones. There was a lot of art like going from Patrick Zurcher to Wes Craig. If you're not familiar, they have two different styles, like in the pages of Guardians of the Galaxy. I remember as those issues were coming out, those were being like, people were hating on those issues by Wes Craig. And of course, Wes Craig went on to blow up in the pages of Deadly Class, right? Watching while at work. We'll keep it quiet.
We start whispering.
He was talking. Okay, Raphael was talking about Nightwing and Robin and Batgirl. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. I'm all over that.
Wait, did you see that? I didn't think it was.
Yeah, I saw it.
I thought it was.
Raphael Miranda. Yes.
Oh, okay.
There he is.
Oh, there. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Gotcha, buddy. Yeah, dude. All day, every day. Those are great. I would love that.
What about Raphael Cardona? Did DC ever make a Batman 3 trade?
No, and I looked, brother. I wanted that too. No.
Do you think Image is going to finish Invincible Library Edition now that they are reprinting volumes 1, 2, and 3?
Yes, or at least that's what I was told. I've been talking to Skybound. You know, nothing official yet, but they really enjoy what I do for Marvel. So the Image is a different beast than publishers like Marvel and DC, because they have like sub publishers, right? Like you have Skybound, who's a part of Image, you have Top Cow, who's a part of Image, and all these different lines. But yeah, Igor Cordy's art in Morrison's new X-Men. See, and that's like Igor, sorry, as Mr. Claremont likes to call him. Let's get that away from the mic. Let's put it over here.
Okay.
He's a great artist. The problem was that he was working on 3 comics a month during that time. When he was on Morrison's X-Men. So it looked awful, especially the way he drew Emma. And I didn't think there was anybody that could draw Emma uglier than Frank Quitely. And for the people that love Frank Quitely, I get it. But I always said, and I still stand by that statement, that his women sometimes look like bald, ugly dudes with a wig on. And not even a good wig.
And on that note, Murph Balance Celestials, thank you for the super chat.
I'm sorry if you like Frank Quitely.
Reading orders, could go on bookmarks.
I told you, my brother, as soon as I get back from New York Comic Con, I'm going to talk to my buddy Heather, and we're going to design some, and they'll be limited editions, and they'll go out of print, and then we'll take a vote. And I'm just kidding. What I do worry about is that, you know, the reading orders are constantly changing, right? Like, how would you even add stuff?
What did Neil Gaiman write? Free Country?
Omar, have you read Free Country by Neil Gaiman? How was it? Free Country.
I don't know.
I don't think I've read that one. No, I haven't read that one.
Tell us.
Tell me about that.
I love Neil Gaiman.
Did David Gabriel give any latest update on any new Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus? Keep watching the channel. Make sure you subscribe. That's all I can say.
Who's your favorite artist of Cable?
Am I going to get like a bunch of hate for saying Rob Liefeld? He's not, but just out of curiosity. It comes down to a couple people. Greg Capullo was one of my favorite. I love the way he made him. And it's funny because
I think that's my favorite too.
It's like there's definitely a devolution of Cable, right? He appears, he's got like this receding hairline. He looks older the way Liefeld drew him. And then when you start reading X-Force, you know, Capullo takes over, Terry Schumacher takes over, Tony Danielle, and each one of them keep drawing him like younger and younger, just like a young dude with muscles and like long white hair. Jim Lee does an awesome Cable though. Like in the Extinction Agenda crossover, that cover, oh my gosh, with Archangel and Wolverine and the claws and Cable with his gun. That is such an awesome cover. Favorite Al Ewing comic?
Thank you for the super
that's
chat.
A tough one. I'm a big pusher of his Ultimates. I love his Ultimates where he used like the Blue Marvel. His Immortal Hulk is solid, and Defenders is a much underrated series that everybody should be checking out.
Josiah, thank you so much for the super chat. And Omar, how many announcements this week? Big Stu in Orlando wants to know.
Okay, I made a mistake.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't a mistake. I think it's going to lead to something. And I talked about this on the Discord on Patreon, that I asked for something to be added to a reprint. And David was kind enough to say, let me think about it. And then he came back to me today, and that's what we were talking about earlier. And I can't say what it is or anything, but he said, I really like that idea. We're not going to add it, but what we're going to do is build an omnibus around it. So I'm sorry I couldn't get it added, but they are going to, like, no orphan issues left behind. They're going to make something out of it. And that's all I can say.
Orphan issues of what?
I can't say what it is.
Oh.
That would give it away, Melanie.
Okay, so because I'm splitting my attention. I was like, wait, what's he talking about?
I'm speaking in code. I don't want to give anything away because I want people to be surprised, because I don't even know exactly what's going to be in this mystery omnibus. So they are moving things around. Like, unfortunately, one of the Star Wars books that was going to be announced has to be moved to a later date to make room for something else. But as far as the announcements, the reprint announcements start this week on Tuesday and Monday if you're on Patreon. And I'm going to try to get as much as I can done before I fly out to New York. So, yeah, vague comic news. Thank you for that, Tina. I appreciate it.
Also needs to know what it is.
Now I need to know what it is.
Orphan Issues Uncanny.
Yeah.
Ted is guessing Marvel Universe by Jed McKay.
I can't say a word.
Or let the speculation begin. Orphan Issues.
I was going to go into Discord this morning and tell everybody what I was told, but I'm like, oh, just explain on the Saturday stream what's going on. And yeah, you all can try to guess, but it's been something I've wanted added for a long time because it's something I feel like this book needs. And maybe some of you all will guess when I announce a book. But
so when you say I feel like it's something this book needs, do you mean title? Something this title needs? Like just
this omnibus
okay.
That I haven't announced yet. Do you think the Fall
Kyle,
House...
Thank you so much for the super chat. Go ahead.
Kyle, thank you for the super chat, my brother. And do I think Fall of House of X and Rise of Powers of X wrap up, we can start talking about Krakoa Omnis? When David said everything was over, that's when we can start talking about not the world. When the Krakoa era is over, then we can start mapping out these things, he said. And I said, cool. I'm excited. I'm excited for whatever comes, you know. I know there's a lot of us that love this format, so the more, the better. Yeah, it's my preferred reading format.
Great Gear, thank you for the super chat. Superhero films were always going to decline, but were you surprised how quickly the decline happened? Even though Phase 4 and Disney Plus were awful?
I'll be honest with you, my brother. I'm shocked by the decline in movies, period. Amanda and I talk about this on our Wednesday Reels Talk, which is live, by the way, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday. But Mission Impossible, Fast X, what's the latest one that bombed horribly? The Expendables. Like, all these franchises are bombing. Like Indiana Jones, Beast Machines. I mean, some of them are doing okay enough to get their money back, but it's not just superhero movies. It's movies in general at the box office. And it's Blue Beetle. That broke my heart. Blue Beetle was such a good movie, but nobody went to watch it. Well, it feels like nobody went to watch it. It was a good movie. So word of mouth didn't even... So it kind of shocked me, honestly, how word of mouth helped things like One Piece, right? Like One Piece, we already knew a bunch of nerds like Tina and I and our friends were going to watch it. But the normies, we had no idea they were normies. That we're going to watch it.
Is it because it's streaming?
I got to take this as my dad.
Okay.
Just making
Maybe
sure
because it's streaming? I don't know.
I
yeah,
don't know.
like that's my 2 cents. Because people just want to watch films at home now, maybe. And you're paying for streaming and it's cheaper than a movie ticket. Join the crew. Yeah, that's right, Tina. Let's see. Ipsy saying box office is ready for something fresh. Look at all the top movies this year. Most of them not sequels. That's true. And there are always a ton of remakes. Saturday Morning Fan saying that, yeah, but Mario, Barbie, Guardians of the Galaxy, None 2. What's None 2? Were hits. Paw Patrol 2 is ironic. Yeah, ironic is looking to rule like box office this week.
And I'm not saying like all movies, right? It just makes me worried about like these franchises that were huge, like Fast X. care about the Fast and the Furious, but there are a lot of people that do. And I'm shocked like Indiana Jones 5 didn't do that well. Because Indiana Jones 4 was awful. Indiana Jones Crystal Skull was awful, man. So yeah, I don't know what it means. And I'm serious. If you haven't seen Blue Beetle, it's a solid movie. Flash bombed.
Oh, Kingsport Cow just finished it this morning. The most popular movie of the year is based on a toy. Now for that Barbie G.I. Joe crossover.
Yeah, and I have a feeling
we're
going to be seeing. We're going to be seeing.
Fun. I liked it. I love Barbie. That was a good. movie.
You're not the only one. As much as that movie made, holy
None is a horror
moly!
movie. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
None is the part of the the Annabelle that universe. Of
oh
movies.
yeah, I know what you're saying. Oh, definitely adorable. Brent Hogan. Spend not to spend less than $40 for adult and 2 kids.
It is right, and honestly, that's how a lot of these theaters stay open is the concession. Like drive-in, if you ever go to a drive-in, that's how they make their money. Drive-in theaters make their money selling concessions.
And Nebraska saying he met Kevin Eastman. That's awesome. And Jim Chung and Alex Saviak last week. Jim said he loves your show. Yeah.
And I love Jim Chung. He's such a good guy.
Picked up original artwork from all 3. I got some when we went to Baltimore from Jim. I've got Deadpool, Batman, and Spider-Man. I put them on my classroom wall. And it was really cool that Jim was like, "Oh, you're the Uncanny Omar," and Omar's like dying from swallowing a fly, like no joke.
So
like a fly flew in his mouth like 5 minutes beforehand or something, and then he was like,
so
"I can't talk." Oh, brother!
Not shocked about this Beetle. No DCU. Omar Flash bomb because it was horrible. Somebody needs to tell Tom Cruise because Tom Cruise loved that movie. He said it was the greatest movie he's ever seen. I love the drive-in. I do too, man. I ain't taking my family. So I think it's time we go.
Evan is saying, "Happy Saturday. Do you prefer your art books in softcover or hardcover?"
Okay, Evan. Here's a secret about me. I am kind of snooty about hardcovers. Like I love them, but I'm also like
make a Hulk joke.
No,
I'm
always hardcover. Okay, I'm so glad it's a Saturday stream. That's my secret.
Hey everybody, it's a Saturday morning stream.
What was I saying? Even novels, right? Like if a novel comes out, I have to have it in hardcover format. If it's something that's out of print, I try to go and find a hardcover way, like to get it. So it's not just comics or art books. Like it's just hardcover. I don't know why. Like Omar's a comic elitist. Yes, I need to change the name. But it's not like I get things in trade paperback because they're only available in trade paperback. If I was really snooty about hardcovers, 98% of my manga would be gone because, as you all know, that stuff is hardly ever in hardcover. Flash movie was garbage. It wasn't. It wasn't bad.
Jack, thank you for the super chat.
Yeah,
and then
you,
Jack was saying in the next comment that what'd you say? Blue Beetle? Where is it? Come on now.
What'd you find?
Blue Beetle was better than Flash.
I agree with that. Blue Beetle, man, that was the movie about family. Oppenheimer was awesome. That movie did great, and so did Barbie. It's weird to think that Barbie really saved movies this summer, though. Like, I didn't see that coming. Movies. Maybe Amanda saw that coming, but I did not see that coming. NMC's Brack Show crossover is
always it is. And also, to address, he's helping us out. Look. This guy, he's a moderator on Discord. Thank you, Ben. And I'm sorry you missed the Spidey Book Club, too. We talked about, and Omar joined Craven's. He's a moderator on Discord. Thank you, Ben.
Sorry about
Craven's that. Last Hunt.
Mrs. Vivian, I'm watching TV on my phone. I'm so sorry.
Any hints on possible spooky October book club options and how someone would get access to vote on these books? Would you like to explain?
I wasn't listening.
Okay. So in Patreon, there are multiple tiers to suit your geeky needs. Cool. And the $7.77 tier is the engagement tier. The engagement tier.
Wait, it's not that type of... Please don't.
You get access to Ask Me Anything monthly, like more personal one-on-one, not one-on-one, but like, just a small group of people live chat, Ask Me Anything.
That was fun because we talked about Craven's Last Hunt.
And then the book club is through Zoom, And so I'm sure for October there will be some creepy choices for the book club, like maybe
Chuck Austin's
Infidel.
X-Men?
Infidel.
Infidel's a good
Yes,
one.
I remember the name. I haven't read that in years. And that was messed
that
up.
one sticks with you.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Let's see.
Omar
Near hardcover edition.
I like hardcovers.
Hello.
But you know, there's a lot of things that aren't available in hardcover. Hello, Omar. Did I see right? Do you have the new What If Omni? I do. You want to see a sneak peek? My video is coming out this week.
What if the person's like, no?
No, thank you. I just wanted to ask. Here's this. This is the direct market cover. You know, but one thing I noticed about both covers is they have a lot of white space.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of killer covers they could have chosen from. I'm not the biggest Mark Pacella fan, and if you know who Mark Pacella is, he was an artist that worked at Marvel and then went over to Image, but he had a Liefeld art style. He was a Rob Liefeld clone.
Whoa, that shook the table.
It's a big book. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's Under the Dust Jacket. Oh,
I like that. That looks nice. Look at the.
There's a Liefeld.
Look at there's Craven. We were just talking about you, Craven.
That's a Liefeld. That's a What If Wolverine was Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, these are so good.
I like the spine.
These are so
good. I like
good.
the Watcher being on the spine.
Let me see if I can find the Lord of the Vampires. By the way, so I have 4 books come out. 4 Omnis come out next week. 3 different printers: iMac printer, Mega printer, and Donnelly printer. That's crazy. You know, like most publishers stick to just one printer, but I believe this is a Donnelly printer just from the way it lays.
Mike, I'm gonna come back to your question. He
Dang,
said
I'm
that
good.
he
Our Donnelly
pre-ordered
printer.
it. Yeah, there you go, buddy. High
Yeah.
five.
Okay.
Got it. Wow, beautiful hardcover. This is a great month for Omnis and Mr. Awesome.
So
saying Alf movie with Ryan Reynolds is inevitable at this point. That would be really cool.
Thank you, Ryan Reynolds, for making that happen.
Does it have What If Wolverine Fought Conan, issue 9?
Issue 16 is in here.
So that's What If Wolverine Fought Conan?
It's What If Wolverine had lived during the age of Conan. This is the 90s stuff.
Okay.
So let me find that, actually. I was curious about that, too, because of the whole Conan deal.
Alex can't wait for this one.
But I think this was already out before they lost. So any reprints of this stuff will probably omit that. This was also collected in the Conan Omnis, by the way, if you're not familiar with this story. What If Wolverine battled Conan? But the one I'm looking for is What If Wolverine was Lord of the Vampires? What issue is that? 30 something, I think.
Okay.
There, 24. I'll find it.
I think I want to read this.
Well, you can read it after I'm done with my overview.
I can't beforehand?
No, because then you'll leave it upstairs and there'll be a whole thing. I'm like, baby, where's my book? Oh, no, I didn't touch it. You told me not to touch it.
Hey, Storm of Vampire?
Not Lord of the Vampires. It's the other one. This is the, I believe this is the Morgan story. So a lot of 90s memories from this one. My brother and I going to the pharmacy, not to buy them, but to read them. And the pharmacist getting mad at us because there was my mom and dad didn't have a washing machine when I grew up. So we had to go to the coin laundry. And right next to the coin laundry was a pharmacy that carried comics. And finally, I think the old man got tired of telling us that, hey, this ain't a library. And he was just like, hey, new comics are here. He had spinner racks. He was really sweet.
Oh. Mike
people
has
like
a
that
question.
Make me want to be a better person.
I just don't want to forget Mike's question. Then we'll get to Bruce's super chat. Omar, do you know why October 11th is an Omnigeddon? Omnis of
How could you let this happen?
Marvel Age, What If 1990, Cat by Breaker 4. How could you let this happen? Yes, it's totally on you. You schedule it.
I don't know. That's why I do the upcoming collected editions every month so people know ahead of time what's coming. And it's coming hard, man, because there's so many books that are coming out that week.
That sounds like Rick and Morty, the two brothers. And they're coming for you hard.
Oh, what is the name of that freaking story where it's a Mark Pacella? What if I just read it the other day? Well, no, it's been 2 weeks since I read it.
Let me get the super chat. Maybe somebody in the chat says
Lord of the Vampires is 24. It's the one.
Oh,
I know what.
Bruce says, I built a screen-in outdoor theater with a 165-inch screen during COVID 2020. I'm never going back to theaters. That is awesome, and you definitely deserve this
Whoa.
being
165 inch?
like,
oh my
gosh,
Where?
that is cool.
Can I come over? I'll bring the beer, man. That sounds
Bruce, thank
awesome.
you for the super chat.
And yeah, I agree with what Shonda Sook said. That sounds sick. My dad used to buy me comics off that spinner at gas stations. Yeah, I remember comics were everywhere. Like,
somebody was
Walmart.
giving away a spinner at school, and I thought about it briefly.
A spinner
but I didn't
rack?
get it. Yeah, I was like, well, where am I going to put
What the
it?
heck not? You
I
can
don't
put
know
it down
where I'm
here.
gonna put
Hey, Omar,
it.
to answer your
Where?
question about Free Country, it's a Vertigo comic by Neil Gaiman, Jamie Delano, and others, with art by Chris Bocciolo. Ooh, I like Chris Bocciolo.
Let's see. Omar, with the new DC compendiums. Oh, wait, he's reading.
Okay, wait. David said yes. I think they've all been solicited. I better check on that. Let me check. So that's a good sign, right? For the people that are asking about those oversized hardcovers.
So David's not in the chat. It's just he's texting him right now.
I'm just reminding him they haven't been solicited.
Let me go back to here.
Because people, I know. Yeah. So if you're just now joining, people are worried that they're not going to finish out like Zdarsky's Daredevil in oversized hardcover, or Fantastic Four by Slott, or Avengers by Aaron. So I asked David, because we've been talking this morning, if they're going to, and he said he thinks they've been solicited, but yes. And then he's like, wait, let me check. He does a lot, so it's really nice of him to answer something like that.
Issue 37.
Thank you. Yes, that's what I'm.
Trigonosis 81.
Trigonosis.
Were you born in 81?
Brother, what is up?
I was born in 81.
That's one of my favorites. What if nobody was watching The Watcher? Is one of my my brother and I would we ripped that issue apart because we read it so many times, because it's just like an anthology of goofy stories. Like, what if Storm was like?
Why do I like that so much?
What was it like? What if Storm was in charge of like airplane security, or what if you were the Red Skull?
What if you were the Red Skull?
So you can put your picture there.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna flip through this. This looks fun.
This brings back a lot of memories. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, this was our what if, and this is what I've wanted for years. What if Storm was an air traffic controller? It's just stupid things so like that they did.
I love it. Let's
37.
Pepe Essays was asking, with the new DC compendiums, what are some books you would want to see in that format? Also, finally joined that chat after more than a year of watching. Oh, well, good. I'm glad.
Thank you for being here, brother. So what I would put in compendium format, because I've are these series that have never been done. Yes, I want them in omnibus format, right? But just to have them on my shelf, like Mike Grell's Warlord, of course I'm always gonna want the omnibus, but if I get it in a collected edition, sure. And I hope they finish out things like Kyle Rayner in compendium format, because that would be awesome to have that on a shelf. Things like Superman, the Triangle Years, things I've been wanting that it doesn't look like they're interested in releasing in oversized hardcover format. This is the cover I was talking about, by the way. What if Wolverine had been Lord of the Vampires during Inferno? And this is a Mark Pacella cover. And while I'm not the biggest fan of Pacella, there was always something really cool about that cover. Pacella had a very Jim Lee / Rob Liefeld type of art that he was going for.
Bruce, thank you for the super chat. He's got a couple here that I'll show in a row. And Indiana Jones sucked. Harrison Ford played as a grumpy old man, which I believe is his everyday personality in real life. Yeah, I can see that. I'm in Florida. Little bit of a drive for you.
Oh, dude, I got family in Florida. I got family and friends in Florida. I'll come and chill out. I'll bring some beer. I hope you like cheap beer, like Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Bruce, thank you for those super chats.
Thank you for the super chat.
And Jack is saying, do flat spine omnis affect gutter loss of art? Thank you for the super
Those were
chat.
the Malaysian books, right? Not that I've seen, honestly. Not that I have seen.
That's good. I hope she didn't cut her tongue while she was licking that there sword. Pepe says, I'm buying that. And Jose says, for my mental health, I never watched an indie after Last Crusade.
That's my favorite one, man.
Walt Harris saying, good morning. Any word on the orders for Alpha Flight and the chances of a volume 2?
I haven't heard. I hope good enough. PBR is my drink of choice. A man of good taste there, Kingsport Cow.
Indiana Jones 5 was great. People just have bad taste.
Okay. Everybody, everybody has a difference of opinion. People
have I even watched it? I don't know.
5? I haven't watched 5 yet because we were in Japan.
Oh, then I know. That's 5. I definitely haven't watched it. One question for Omar, Mel, and the chat. What grade of minor flaws are you willing to accept when you buy a new Omni slightly cheaper than the original price? I don't know if I'm too picky.
Oh, I'm a cheap butt type of person.
Cheap
Did
butt?
you not hear me about my beer? My tasted beer. I'm bringing PBR over. I'm serious. I've got like Nick and Dent sales at IST, cheap graphic novels. There was one that I'm like, I took a gamble on. It came from Amazon, and what happened was the spine, I don't have it anymore. It was a Captain America book, was misaligned. So like the title was down here and the Marvel logo was in the middle, and there's all this space up at the top. It was a printer error. And that's the only one that I was like, oh, this looks awful. So as far as like bumps, like, dents and stuff like that, depending on how much of a discount it is. Yeah.
And Graham, hi Graham. Good morning, Minties. Omar, where do you sell your comics?
I don't sell comics anymore. I give them away. When I used to sell, I would frequent Facebook groups, and I used to sell on Reddit many years ago and forums. That was it. I try to stay off eBay because they started doing the PayPal fees and the eBay fees, and I don't even know what they do now.
Who's this artist?
Mark Pacella. This is what
Mr. Let me show Mr. Sinister's thighs. I'm liking those thighs. Not necessarily on him though. Look at these thighs.
Okay, easy now. This is look at Madeline Pryor.
No, look at Mr. Sinister.
Okay. Speaking of thighs,
his thighs are way bigger. Let's see. Melanie just got my hair did. Ting. Oh, you did? You just got your hair did? Oh, good, Lionheart. I hope you like it. Shonda Sook says, I need to sell old trade paperbacks I don't care about anymore.
No, I better not be seeing any X-Men in that.
Hydros96 saying that eBay fees are insane these days. Do you recommend half-price books?
That's last resort. That's okay. If I recommend half-price books, I would rather take it to a comic book shop than half-price books. Half-price books is, I just need to get rid of these. I don't have the time to sell on eBay, and I don't have the time to list them, and I know I'm not going to get any type of good money. So yeah, that's it. Or often in great shape. Recently got Realm of the Kings. Yeah, you always take a gamble on Nick and Dent, whether it's cheap graphic novels or IST.
Can you hand me that?
What do you need, baby?
Captain Marvel.
I don't have it.
Oh, you don't. Never mind.
Yeah, I did that overview is already on Patreon though. That comes out on Monday. I love that book. And I'm sorry, I was long-winded. I couldn't stop talking about why I like it because I feel like a lot of people don't even know what it is, right? It's just one of those books that meant a lot to me.
Nathaniel Essence.
Very well done, Hamza. Hey, Omar.
Did you ever look into Marvel? It could add the Ultimate Universe #1 to the Ultimate Invasion Treasury. If it's not included there, I don't know where it could be collected.
They might have future plans, but I'll still ask. I'll leave David alone right now. It's a Saturday, but he's checking into those OHCs. He thinks one of them, he's typing back. He's like, one of them might be wrapped up in trade paperback, but he can't recall. And it could be the Avengers one. So I will let you all know as soon as he knows.
Is it normal that the second volume of Cody Ziegler's Miles Morales skips the 2 issues of the Carnage event?
No.
Carlos,
why?
I love your thumbnail, that your little
Leo?
Profile pic. Yeah, but his eyes.
I didn't. Why does it skip it? I mean, Oh, wait. You know what, though? They are really important because he does show up at the restaurant in that issue, and that kicks off the whole Carnage reign. So I can see why. I'm surprised they skipped it and didn't do like recap pages. baby.
Yep, that's true. Oh, sorry, I'm getting distracted. I want to.
Oh, you need a 1099K if you sell over $600 now on eBay. So they're starting to the report to the IRS. Omar, how do you get smoke smell out of books? Picked up Plague of Frogs HCs and they're stinky. Do yourself a favor, man. Dryer sheets in a bag, like a big Ziploc bag if you can find the biggest one. Airlock that thing tight. Keep it in there for a couple of days. Sometimes I think I went a little extreme. I put 2 dryer sheets and got the smell out in a week.
Extreme 2 dryer sheets.
It did it every time. What is up, my brother from Sentinel Comics? Omar and Melanie can't watch, but I'll have y'all in my ear. Oh, thanks, man.
Hey, and here's Tiger Eyes.
Did my ears deceive me? I saw somewhere we were going to get a hardcover omnibus of Astro City and Hellboy. Never read any, but I would if there was an Omni. Yeah. Astro City is coming out this end of this year, and I cannot wait. Hellboy comes out in October. I'm hoping to get an early copy of it because everybody has been asking me about that one and the dimensions, how big it is, and like how much it contains. Can it hold? Like, can a spine hold something that big? Let me tell you something. Yes, it can. It's got to have a good spine. Gotta have that backbone, right?
Can y'all please make Omar feel guilty? It's on my fall break. I want to read this book.
You can read it. Maybe I just gotta make a video.
You said you're gonna take it upstairs, so then I'm gonna be like,
my books are upstairs. Anyway, let's get to the questions. And Tiger Eyes, by the way, if you're not familiar with this young man here, Tiger Eyes has been doing a poll of most wanted Marvel Omnis for 11 years now, and we've started helping him, and not even helping that much. He puts it together, counts them together, and this year was a pain, he said. And we do that every year. And people have been wondering, Tiger Eyes, if they could do a DC omnibus one day. If you could own only one DC and one Marvel Omni, which would they be? Melanie.
Thank you, Mike, for the super chat.
¿Cómo estás, hermano?
This what if that I'm wanting to read.
My
No, I'm just kidding. Not that one. Oh man, what a good. Oh goodness me. I don't, because Spider-Man is my favorite. But right now, the most important Omni to me is Deadpool and Cable.
Deadpool and Cable. Wow, Fabian is going to be like, really? Over the classic Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, over classic John Byrne. Wow.
All right. My attitude about these type of questions are just whatever I'm feeling in that moment. You know, a few months down the road, it's going to change.
In the moment.
Because I have a horrible memory. So that's my answer. Wait, but that's for Marvel.
What about DC?
I gotta pick DC. Oh, go. It's gonna take me like 15 minutes. You answer.
Most important books. Oh my goodness.
Well, no, an Omni.
Uncanny 3 and JSA 1. Yeah. Final answer.
Are those Omnis?
And I'm surprised I didn't go with Gotham Central. I think JSA really means a lot to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's mine for DC then? Which DC book really means a lot to me? Omni wise.
You like Flash, you like Green Lantern. I'm trying to think of what other books you like.
That is a good question. Thank you, Mike. I'm sorry I don't have a definitive answer for the Omni. I mean, I'm looking at Mr. Miracle. That's not Omni though, but that is a really important book to me.
Omar's called Omar 2 Sheets in the Streets. Thanks, brother.
Mr. Tex, who corrected yourself twice afterwards. Are we talking Colossal Conan and Big Damn City Large?
That's how big I'm talking, dude.
Oh, well, God bless Josh Greathouse. Same man.
Oh, you sound like his mom. God bless Josh Greathouse. He did.
Same man.
He did bless him. He blessed him with talent in art.
He did.
So there you go, Josh. I bet you ain't heard a compliment this morning yet. And there it is. You heard it from here. Me. All right, what do you think is the best Silver Age Marvel Omnibus out?
AF, I'll give it to you then.
That's a toss-up between Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 2 and Spider-Man 1. I love those books. My youngest daughter would say Doctor Strange. She could be right, honestly, because it's so different than anything else. Spidey. I love Spidey. It's good. To this day, it's so good.
Which one?
Silver Age. Ditko and Lee. Yeah.
I like Stern. Roger Stern.
I haven't AF. I haven't covered them. So he's asking if I've covered, or she, I'm sorry, if I've covered the Dark Tower Omnibus re-releases coming out this week. So a little bit of background. Not every publisher sends me things, and I have to budget myself since this is what I do for a living. So I have to make decisions sometimes as to like what books to buy based on what people want to see on videos. So if I have enough, I will definitely get it. More use 3. I didn't get that crazy.
Oh.
But I'm gonna try. I will try to get a copy of it because I know
Tiger-
people. You're not the only one that has asked me. A few people have asked me.
Tiger Ice is saying Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, yeah, my daughter would agree. My youngest daughter loves those stories more than
And
anything.
Ibsy would reread Animal Man over and over.
That's a good one. Morrison.
And that's another one that it's like
You
I
stopped.
could tell
You
it's
took
a
it
good
upstairs.
story. It's a good story, and I stopped. Is it ironically, as an English teacher, I find it too wordy, and that's why I quit. Maybe because with Starman, there were a lot of words. Maybe in comics, that's just my personal taste, is a balance of art in wordage.
This is a good question from Alex.
Do you think that if companions do well, we can hope for omnis of the books who got that format?
I think so. I don't think going the compendium route it means no omni. Like there's no way they're not doing omnis, right? I think it's just a start to see like how well these things are in demand. Then again, that's just my opinion. Thor by Walter Simonson and The Death of Return of Superman. Wow, James, those are good answers. I should have gone with Death of Superman. I bought that freaking thing 5 times.
That's true. Peter David's Fallen Angel was a great series that didn't get the attention it deserved. Do you think it would sell better now with Pad's surge in popularity? And that is Peter Allen David. 4
years ago, I did my top 10 favorite IDW books, and that was up there. I know it started over at DC, and it's sort of a continuation of his Supergirl at DC. But that book is so good. And this is a funny story. If you watch my interview with Peter David from 3-4 years ago, Peter's one of these creators that sometimes you never know what you're going to get because he could be having a bad day. He had his hoodie on and he looks like he's about ready to drop a rap album. And he was not feeling it. Like, I'm trying to ask him questions and his body language is like this.
Kaden, I'll come back to your question.
But what I did was like, whenever I do interviews, and I learned this a long time ago when doing podcasts, it's like, you got to read people, right? Like you got to read body language. And it's so difficult whenever you do a phone interview. So it's like, okay, I gotta turn this around. What I did was I got to come at it from a fan perspective and not a guy conducting an interview. So I brought up Fallen Angel and I'm like, I'm a big fan of that story and what it meant to me. And his body language changed. Like he went from not digging the interview to like getting into it because he realized I wasn't a fan, or I was a fan, not just a dude like talking to somebody that makes comics. It was really cool. But yes, I love it.
Alex says, thank you for the answer.
You're welcome, my brother. Thank you for the question.
Who'd buy both.
Same, Kyle Rayner. I would triple dip.
When you read, do you like to hold the cover down along with the pages, or do you just bend the cover hoping it doesn't ruin them?
You're talking about trade paperback, or are you talking about like hardcovers? Hardcovers, I take the dust jacket off. And
do you bend the cover? So it must be soft.
Okay, soft cover. No, I don't bend the cover. I try to keep it flat on the whatever surface.
Yeah, me too.
Whether it's my legs or whether I'm holding it up, I don't bend the covers. But if because you can, it can warp them. I try not to do that. So
Logan's thinking of getting the Punisher Circle of Blood epic, but I don't think that you or Curtis have covered it on your channels. What are your thoughts on it? Is it good and worth getting?
Oh yeah, it's good. It's got some good graphic novels in there. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't cover it because I think I was in Japan. That's what it came out like the weeks we were gone. I didn't do 3 weeks worth of like upcoming collected, or not upcoming. I'm sorry, the trades, because I didn't have enough time to read. So
remember we interviewed Zdarsky and he's like, "Oh, I throw away those dust jackets."
He's a monster. He's gonna be at New York Comic Con.
Yeah,
I need to go and say hi to him.
Man, tell him I said hey.
He's gonna be like, who? I'm just kidding, baby.
What? Oh no, it's fine.
With all the Ben Reilly collections recently, I love Hank's picture. Avatar.
Yeah.
I don't know what he had, but
Oh,
can we expect that
What
Yost
is that place
Kane book to be recollected? Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Maybe one day, because that's a good underrated series. Omar, did you pick up the Godzilla by James Stokoe deluxe edition that just came out? Are we going to see an overview soon? Yes. As soon as I didn't pick it up. I think IDW was going to send it to me, but they've been super busy planning a bunch of things and announcements. And I do have something really cool planned with them, an interview. Yeah, we've been planning for a while. So if you're a fan of artist editions, we're trying to plan something, talking to like the restoration guy, the guy that actually puts everything together to win all kinds of awards.
Sterling Silver 19's asking, do you know how the Avenger reprints Volume 5 sold? I would love to see Volume 6 come out sooner than the next Avenger movie.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure they sold better than they did in the past.
Did you read any more of the Phantom Stranger Omnis, and did you enjoy the stories?
I enjoy the stories more when he had his own ongoing series. And I did. I got a chance to read just a couple more issues, and then of course I had to go and do something else, some other reading. So
happy birthday, Eric!
Oh,
you
happy birthday, man!
To Sandman Omni Volume 2. Good choice. Happy birthday to you.
Where's Bar?
Happy
She would appreciate that.
To you. Happy birthday, dear Eric. Happy birthday to you, and many more.
Did you ever introduce yourself like Ray? Eric Skywalker.
That's true.
Happy birthday, brother.
Baby, what is your favorite Geoff Johns Avengers story?
Red Zone.
Oh, well.
Red Zone.
Okay, Mike, you were right.
when Black Panther takes his gloves off and Red Skull sees his skin and he was like, those hands will not touch me. And Panther's like, I'm going to break that jaw. And Olivier Coipel's art, whenever freaking Black Panther punches him and his jaw breaks. Oh my gosh. I remember like just cheering. I was like, yes. Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
Somebody earlier was asking if we could see the Marvel Age Omni, and is it edited by Corey?
I think this is a Corey book. It feels like a Corey book.
Whoa, look at that red on the inside.
Let's see here. Man, this is a really cool. Jennifer Grunwald's a collection editor. Maya Loy, Lisa Montalbano. No, I stand corrected. This is not a Corey book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not a Corey book. Hey, Jim Salicrup. I love talking to that guy. He was one of the guys on the bullpen panel that we met.
Was that at New York last year?
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that.
That was a great panel. One
of my favorite panels I've ever been to. Yeah, they're making a freaking action figure of this guy, like Hasbro. That's so cool.
You want to show the take the dust jacket off?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you read any of the new Dawn of DC titles? Anything stand out?
No, not yet. I have not read any of the DC Dawn of DC titles. Not yet.
It is. Oh, do you want to go 2 minutes early and go ahead and do Walt's now?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Is it 12 o'clock?
Crazy.
Today's also Hannah's birthday. Well, happy birthday, Hannah. I hope you're having a good day. If you're not watching, somebody let her know.
Alex left Pristar when I was
and they're making a figure of it.
Right.
Let me get this really quick and then you can oh gosh, where are we? Somebody was asking, what October releases are you most excited for? I actually have a video every month where I talk about the books I'm most excited for. That video comes out on Sunday. So after I do like my upcoming collected editions video, that video comes out the Sunday right after the Friday where I talk about the books. This time around I usually do top 10. This time around went with 13.
And the thumbnail cracks me up. The amount of fingers he
has. Good morning, Omni. Sorry I'm late. Totally lost track of the time. Dude, you are all good, Derek. Hope you're doing well, my brother. All right, Melanie. If you live in Europe, where would you go shopping if you want?
Walt's Comic Shop. You know this, Omar.
They're in Berlin, Germany, and have a physical store too.
They are, and they have a flash shipping rate of 12 euros for all EU countries. Emails answered within 24 hours. So head over to waltscomicshop.com And if you use the code near mint condition, all one word, at checkout, you get free shipping on for all EU countries with your first order over 40 euros. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omni's Can't Snap in Time premium collected editions in Europe.
Get on it, girl. Get it,
Ding.
girl. And they do have
I was like, I can't snap. Keep a beat while I'm singing.
they do have some specials going on right now. Every month they have book deals. This particular month is the Gillen and Pack Omnibus, which they are adding Storm of Crates to, by the way. So I talked a little bit about that on Thursday. So just to clarify, they are adding that one shot. David got back to me and said, editorial said it really had nothing to do with the story, but done. So that was really nice.
Oh, good.
So that is 79 euros and 99 cents for both covers, the direct market or standard edition. Then they also have Absolute Superman by Geoff Johns, Gary Frank for 99 euros and 99 cents. These are pre-orders, by the way. And Astro City Opus Edition, Volume 1 for 99 euros and 99 cents. So if you're wondering about those type of books and you live in Europe, there you have it. Omar, please ask your contacts at Dark Horse for a library edition of The Victories. Amazing art by Oming. Dark Horse is a little bit different. Like they're super busy and they're working on a skeleton crew. They don't really get back to me. I have wonderful PR contacts there, and I love talking to the lady that runs the whole collected editions department. But it's just, getting to work with them on that kind of level. That would be awesome. But it never hurts to ask. So I will still ask.
Whoa.
What is up, Geoff? How are you, my brother? My obligatory hello in super chat. What is Dave Gibbons' best work? Wrong. The answer is his Doctor Who stuff that we need an omnibus. Love you guys. Dave Gibbons' best work. I think most of us will say Watchmen, right? Like, wouldn't Watchmen be his best work? Talk to me, Geoff.
This is from Samuel Wilson.
Okay,
And
Sam Wilson.
You could read this note. And look at this booty. Woo!
Oh, that's okay.
Here's the hardcover.
So,
Beasting, Volume 1.
Okay, Omar, I love your reviews, and I've sent you something I think you will love. Hopefully, you will review it so that other like-minded people will enjoy also. I really hope you like it, though. Thanks for your hard work. From Samuel Wilson. Sam Wilson, you have the Falcons name. That's awesome. And thank you. Thank you for sending these our way. So there's a softcover edition and a hard. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm flipping through. I gotta make.
Is this?
Can't show every page.
It's just rated T. Oh, okay.
They're like, oh, okay.
Like-minded people. Yeah. Can I show that? Well, this is pretty cool. This is self-published, huh? Well, she's wearing a bodysuit here, but there you go. Look at that. Look at all that white space.
Look at all that. Well, thank you, Sam. And we have one more.
I love this independent. Let me see. Make sure I can look at this one. This is this independent type of art. Look at the freaking line work, man. Very nice. Oh, look at the cross hatching and all that going on. Thank you, Sam, for sending it our way. Keep this in here.
See, white space.
Caught that, huh? You caught that.
Look at this beauty. Melanie's quote on the next volume.
I dig the art.
Great
Beasting.
art. Let's see. We've got one more package.
And this is from Dana.
Dana.
Wow, this looks professional. Dana.
Yeah.
All right, Dana. The complete web of horror. That's right.
Ooh, bookwork set.
We've been talking about this. Dear Omar and Melanie, enclosed is a web of horror postcard set created as a reward for supporting the complete web of horror Indiegogo crowdfund. Also enclosed for you book lovers who have the human decency not to fold the corners of pages are the two exclusive web of horror bookmarks. I've also created an exclusive web of horror t-shirt available on our Indiegogo crowdfund page. If you send me your sizes, I would love to send you each a shirt. Oh, thank you. I know you're a fan of horror anthologies. I am. So the complete web of horror due out from Fantagraphics is on April 2024. Promises to be right up your alley. Oh, I can't wait, Dana. Thank you for all you do with Near Mint Condition. You're the best comics-oriented YouTuber ever. Please feel free to share this on your Saturday show. Oh, thank you, Dana. Yeah, so we've been talking about this, and it's coming out, huh?
The Estate of Jeffrey Catherine Jones.
And just to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of some of the creators behind this, let me make sure I got the names right. I think we're looking at some stuff by Bernie Wrightson, if I'm not mistaken. 296 pages. It's a hardcover, black and white and color artwork. Dimensions are 8.75 by 11 and 11.5. Odo binder, Nicola Cootie, Wayne Howard, Bruce Jones, Michael Kaluta, and Bernie Wrightson. That's what I thought. Roger Brand, Frank Bruner. Some of the names that are attached to this project, illustrating stories that were written by Nicola Cootie, Odo Binder, and others. Odo Binder is the creator of Marvel Man. Yeah, thank you for that, Dana.
Thank you.
I'm so looking forward to those Conan Omnis. Okay, I actually have an update about that, my brother. Give me 1 second. I just spoke to my contacts yesterday. Oh my gosh, I have so many emails because everybody's getting ready for San Diego or New York Comic Con. Where is the email by? Oh, what is her? Is it me? No. Give me 1 second. Yes, here we go. Okay. In terms of release dates for Conan Omnis by Titan Comics, Conan the Barbarian, the original comics Omnibus Volume 1 is November 21st. However, she said more than likely it will be pushed to February 2024. It's not confirmed yet just because they're having some delays with the printer. Savage Sword of Conan, the original Omnibus Volume 1 is due out for December 5th. But more than likely, they'll have to push that to March 2024. As soon as I get confirmation, I will let you know. The trade paperback of Conan the Barbarian, bound in Black Stone, Volume 1, however, is still due out on February 6, 2024. So that's for the people that have been asking me about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not canceled, right? Like, they're still coming. And there's nothing worse than getting an email going, I'm sorry, it's out of our control. Like, me and my daughters were so excited for the Switch version of Magical Drop 6, which came with all these goodies. And we got the email 2 days ago that it was out of their control, but the physical release is canceled. And it broke our hearts. I know Lydia was upset because she's like, there's not that much physical stuff when it comes to Magical Drop. I was really excited. I was like, oh, no, me too. It sucks, but at least these aren't canceled. They're just delays. And it makes sense with everything going on with the printers and things like that. Yeah. I'm going to go out with my mom. I'll catch the second half of the show and recap. My man, take your mama out, Hamza.
CNSSA4 loves the recently added part to the new Omnibus overview video showing where they belong on the shelf. Please keep doing this. Thank you for the feedback.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I will. My old brain tends to forget a lot. And sometimes I need reminders. So thank you for that.
Can you start the Miles Morales Omnis without reading Ultimate Spider-Man first?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, you can. What you need is in that first omnibus.
I'm happy that they finally received Genesfell Omnis. Can we see the spine of the other new Omni? So, oh wait, but it's not.
You can get it. Do you want to get the Captain Marvel Omnibus? It's in alphabetical order. It's a big book.
Okay.
Thank you, baby. You want to see the spine of it? Yeah. Sure.
It's, you say Captain Marvel?
Yes. And Savage Sword has also been delayed, Josh. So she didn't even have a date for that one yet. So here's hoping, though. Hi, Omar and Melanie. I'm happy that they finally received. She's bringing it over. Omar, ask Marvel for reprinting Marvel Year in Review as well as the swimsuit. Man, with 55 different variant covers, though. That's the way to do it. That you're speaking my language. Oh, I got to go and get Alicia's little glasses. They're ready. Japanese release of Magical Drop 6 on PlayAsia for $27.99. Yes, but I think somebody told me it was sold out. Rahul, how's it going, my brother? Here's the Genis Phelps, and it's a thickie. It's 1,400 pages. Oh, and every bit of goodness in there. The only thing I didn't talk about, so a little behind the scenes, my review of this book was 50 minutes long, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to do some major editing. So I cut it down to about 30 minutes. So sorry, I went on for a long time. What I cut though was like something that you all would obviously see. Like there is no letter pages, which I wish they had kept, because one of my favorite things that Peter David did was pretend to be Quasar answering letter pages. Because Quasar,
oh, really?
What happened was Quasar was supposed to star in this, but then because of the whole Kang Dynasty story, they needed Quasar in the pages of Avengers. So when it was solicited that Quasar was going to be in this, they were like, nope, Kurt Busiek wins. Sorry, Peter. He needs to be in the Avengers story. So instead, Quasar shows up, and it's so awesome because he was like, hi, I'm Wendell. People call me Quasar. You remember me from the 90s? Anybody? Okay. What did he say? All 12 of you that remember me, thanks for sticking around. I had a book. It went over 60 issues. It was great. Why don't you show your 50-minute video on Patreon? You know, I may start doing that, unedited videos, just so you could see sometimes when I stumble on something and I'm like, oh my gosh. It's a good idea, Ryan. Thank you for that idea, brother. You're going to get my 50-minute video on Patreon of my love of Leah Williams' X Factor. That's what you're going to get, Ryan. Omar, I went down the rabbit hole of Storm Collector. Dude, my brother, I pre-ordered Morgan from Darkstalkers and Genjuro from Samurai Showdown. I've had Genjuro. I'm still on the fence about Morgan. I'm still on the fence because if I open that door, then I have to get all of the Darkstalkers. But man, if they give me Jeddah and they give me Dimitri, oh no, I already have Dimitri. What the heck am I talking about? I gotta get Morgan. You're right. Dang it. You got me, Lionheart. Hey Omar, would you happen to know if the dimensions of the upcoming Fear Agent deluxe editions and reprints in November, will they be the same as the old library editions? The old library editions, I think, are a little bit taller than, yeah, they are. They're a little bit taller than the deluxe editions by Image Comics. And I mean, just like that much. Can't even see that. So I think they're probably going to stick with the Image editions. The size.
DC and Marvel never reprint their hardcovers, ? They just do new prints and trade. If I didn't get it when they released, I missed my chances like forever.
I can only think of 3 times that Marvel has reprinted oversized hardcovers. And that is Civil War, Immortal Hulk, and there was another one that they reprinted, but that's it. As far as DC, restocked, yes, but no reprints. And I don't want to say forever because they may come out with like a 10th anniversary deluxe edition, right? Just rebranded the deluxe edition. So never say never, right? I don't think Play Asia has it in stock. Dang it! Now I need to order it.
Well,
Oh, thanks, baby. Thank you, Josh. I thought it was out of stock when I saw it. Thank you for answering my question. You're welcome. Thank you for asking. Would be fun to see unedited videos. I've shown a little bit, right?
So the multi-language one. Yeah,
people were shocked that I cursed because there are moments that I get so frustrated. I'm like, and I talk to myself. We
cuss all the time. All the time.
Not during the Saturday streams.
We cuss all the time.
But as I'm flipping through the book, because no one is around, I don't know if any other YouTuber does this. I end up talking to myself and cursing myself out.
Yeah.
Like, quit being a bleeping idiot, Omar. Just freaking get the word out.
Do you have an account at Play Asia?
It's been a while. I'll get it after the stream.
I'll just continue as guest.
Okay. Omar, why do you think Superman's popularity has dropped in these modern times while Batman's and Spider-Man's popularity keeps growing? I don't know. I think there's a misconception when it comes to Superman. Like people don't. And thank you for the super chat. People don't.
Thank you, Owen.
Don't see him for what he really is. I think he's got this kind of like Captain America, right? Like this good Boy Scout that doesn't do anything wrong. But there are some really good stories where it shows his flaws, right? That shows his human side. And that's the beauty of what makes Superman Superman. That at the end of the day, he still has flaws, but still inspires hope in people. And unfortunately, I don't know. I think people tend to like, and I don't want to call it a generational thing. This is such a good question because like the popularity of Deadpool at one time was so huge, or Harley Quinn for that matter, that there were more Harley Quinn collections than Superman. There are more Deadpool collections than Superman. And then you have like dark versions of him too, right? Like you've got Omni-Man and Invincible. You've got the Injustice Superman. People like that edgier Superman. Oh, who's the guy in The Boys? Homelander and The Boys, and they're like, oh, that edgy Superman is awesome. So it might have something to do with that too. Or Astro City, right? Or Irredeemable. You got all these dark Superman stories that people enjoy more than, I don't want to say goody two-shoes Superman, but definitely a lot different. I was always down on Superman until the Tomasi run, and boy, that changed my mind. Yeah, there's some great stories. I think you just need to read that the right story that hits you.
Love our daughter. I'm going to get the credit card to order it right now because I don't want it to be out of stock.
All right,
if we
thanks,
wait till
baby.
after the stream.
Batman rises with each generation because he doesn't have powers and inspires people. And I feel like we do need that. Like we need a symbol of hope, right? And there's so many characters, but to me, Superman still inspires that hope that we all strive. Omar, why did you give zero love to Uncanny X-Men Volume 6 and the recently Most Wanted X-Men Omnis? I know they were in the event Omnis, but what's good for the few of us that just want the X-Men material. Long story short, I gave myself 10. Uncanny 6 wouldn't be there because it's my choices, right? Like, and these are not something Marvel are following or anything, by the way. It's just my top 10. And everybody's different. You want Uncanny 6, but I have that material in the Mutant Massacre. But I see your point. Uncanny 6 will have Mutant Massacre and Fall of the Mutants collected in it, and it'll have all the letter pages and stuff. So I see that. I do see your point. Like, you don't want X Factor, you don't want New Mutants, you don't want the whole event, you don't need Thor. It's got to be Uncanny or nothing. But for me, there's so many uncollected stuff for X-Men that I went with things that, I don't think is even on Marvel's radar, like Mutant X or Exiles, or what else did I like? Gen X, I think, is on the radar because of the epics, and I'm sure we'll get that. But yeah, there were just other stuff that I would like Mike Carey's Legacy. X-Men Legacy is phenomenal, but no one talks about it. Well, I'm sure there's 12 of us that do. I like my soups troubled with doubts humans. Yes, exactly. What is the best Omni for October 11th? Pat Genisville, Marvel. Yep.
Order, Josh. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody, for that. Pat, Peter David's Captain Marvel. Been waiting ages for that, and I love What If, but I had to go with Captain Marvel. If I had to choose one of the 4 books that's coming out, it's a big book. It's a great book. Range from funny, quirky to holy moly, how did it get this dark? And I mean dark. I say that in my overview because I don't want to spoil how dark it gets. I mean dark. Like, how did we go from Rick Jones joking around with Genisville, calling him Jenny, to this point in the second series where you're like, what the heck did I just read? Why does this guy still have a comic book? Not Peter David, but Genisville. Omar, my Iron Man Matt Fraction Volume 1. What was it? I didn't get to read it.
I don't know because you were reading off the side here.
Huh? I had his comment click.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Omar, my Iron Man Fraction OHC Volume 1 is a second printing. Also, one of the Bruce Jones Hulks OHCs had a second printing. Oh, thank you for that, N-Man. So, yes, N-Man is right. I didn't keep up with OHCs back then. I know of in recent times, those are the 3 that I thought of.
Hello.
But thank you for that, N-Man. The Casey X-Men Legacy was a regular purchase for me when it was new. Mike Carey's, right? Mike Carey's. Joe Casey also had a run on X-Men, which, if you like, that's awesome. More power to you.
Oh, man, Logan Omnibus win.
People really like that, huh? I must have been like the only one that was like, this is okay. Yes, Tiger Eyes, a man after my own heart. Best Moondragon and Rick Jones arcs. And it's funny because going back and rereading that series, what Peter David was doing with Marlowe nowadays, can you imagine the clickbait things that would be going on YouTube? Peter David's out of his mind, destroying the character of Marlowe and the nuclear family. Oh my gosh. It's funny how much time changes and how nobody was even talking about that stuff back then.
Art of Jam says, I meant Carrie.
Yes, Carrie. Yes, my Carrie.
What is the best Omni for October 11th? Pat?
Oh, I answered that one.
Oh, okay.
Pat, yeah. That's my choice. But go with your gut, man. Go with what you love.
My shirt's way better than yours. Oh, but I do like Uranus. Wait, but I love
Excuse
Spider-Man
me?
way more than Uranus.
Uranus, best sailor, scout.
Garth Ennis wrote a Judge Dredd and Robo Hunter crossover in this week's 2000 AD. Wow.
What Garth Ennis did? That's awesome. I love the fact that he's still working on that.
Are there any upcoming gallery editions of the 2024-25 schedule?
Yes, I can't say a word yet. I love the fact that you're using the robot from Laputa Castle in the Sky every time you comment. I love it. Don't ever change that. Agent Venom Omnibus when? That's honestly one I haven't heard.
Do you recommend?
It's so okay. I know when I do overviews on my channel, I stay neutral and leave it up to you whether to read it or not. But that's why I have the Saturday streams or old reader, new reader, so you can hear my thoughts. Do I recommend it? 100%. Hell yes. It's wonderful. But don't expect Peter David Hulk level of storytelling. Don't expect even Spider-Man 29. It's different. It's so different. It's quirky. It can almost be jovial. Like, I can see people hating it because the two characters are getting on their nerves because both of them argue with each other and bicker so much. There's a beautiful bromance. That's what people call it these days, right? Bromance. Between them, though. And how much they hate each other but learn to respect each other because it's a different dichotomy, right? It's almost like it's turned on its head, the relationship between Rick Jones and Janice Vell than Rick Jones and Marvel, right? Because remember, Rick Jones was also Marvel during the 70s, during that era of Captain Marvel, because they wanted to borrow from that guy that yells Shazam and turns into Captain Marvel.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Fabian Nicieza
yes.
did a Captain Marvel miniseries a few years before Peter David's run. What are your thoughts on it? Read it before Pat's Omni?
If you can find it, yeah. Is it necessary? No, because what's really, really freaking awesome is that Fabian Nicieza gets to write issue 14 of the new Captain Marvel, and it's in there. And I was so worried that they were not going to keep it in there because it's not written by Peter David, but it's in there because it tells you the story of his Captain Marvel when he was known as Legacy and then moved over to Captain Marvel, and then what he would have done with the 6 issues afterwards. So his Captain Marvel was canceled with issue 6, and he had 6 more stories in him. And he says in the pages of Captain Marvel what he would have done with those stories, including a poker game with Thanos, like things like that. And it gets you from the point of the ending of that Captain Marvel in the 90s to where Peter David, or when Kurt Busiek used him in the Dynasty War, Destiny War.
No, Dynasty Dinner. What, you're going to do a whole update video, Omar? You have not done one in a while.
I know.
Also, did you read that Stooges Dell book yet?
I haven't had a chance to read it, but I promise it's actually on my reading stack with about 50 other books, but I promise I will. That whole video will come out the Sunday I'm in New York. And I'm sure in New York, Amanda and I have to do the live stream early so we can make sure we're at the con early. So
can you rank the Wolverine Omnis in order that you like them?
I think I did this already. But that's okay. 3, 1, 4, 2.
That's similar to your Uncanny X-Men ranking, right?
3, 1. No, 3, 1.
Well, but you 3 and 1 are first.
It's so hard. Like, I love 2 has the Dark Phoenix and Days of Future Past and the Return of Dave Cockrum. But okay, yeah, 3, 1, 2, 4, 5.
Omar, roll your R's. I can't do it.
Omar,
when is the Spider-Man Renew Your Vows Omni coming?
I don't know, brother.
What about Trouble Gallery Edition?
You are dead to me, Mr. Awesome. Trouble Gallery Edition. OMAC Films, what's up, brother?
Happy Saturday. You too. Do you think DC Marvel would benefit from a multi-panel talk show about their respective industries, similar to an ESPN breakdown?
If I could get those two together, that would be a dream. But legal lawyers get involved and owners get involved that have nothing to do with comics, have never picked up a comic. It's a mess, man. I would love that, but I would be down with that.
What about Ren and Stimpy Omni?
That would be awesome. Dan Slott really wrote a lot of those issues. Instead of Omar NYCC stream, Melanie could get... Actually, I have a surprise. November 11th, Melanie, Tina, Maddie, and maybe Amanda will do the stream.
Oh, we are?
I am
You're going camping?
I'm going back on my camping trips.
Oh, yay.
I told my
Good. Just
friends
put it on the calendar. Put it on the calendar.
It's been a couple of years, and I'm like, it's time
Put
to
it on
go
the
back.
calendar.
I miss them. So I have an annual
Oh,
camping trip
good.
with
I'm
some of my
glad.
friends every year, and I've missed the last two to focus on this channel. But I've learned this year, you know, I have to let go and let it do. It's like a kid, man. My daughter's with her boyfriend right now, and their mom and his mom. It's like you got to learn to trust, right? So I got to let my channel go for one day without me. Don't get me canceled, especially Tina.
When it's released, can you read Dark Knight's Death Metal Omni right after Dark Knight's Metal Omni, or is something I should read? Is there something I should read in between?
You should read the Justice League run by Scott Snyder at the very least. But I mean, you'll just be missing part of the story.
Speaking of series runs, Marvel has not printed yet. Why don't we have any Inhumans Omnis, Squirrel Girl, 2 Power Pack Omnis, 4 New Warrior Omnis? I get the show sucked, but what's the reason?
I think they put their money out there when it came to all the hardcovers, and they lost money. I think that's usually what happens, though, right? They were like, we released a bunch of OHCs. Ain't nobody bought them. We had to liquidate them. I have them all liquidated, by the way. Every one of those oversized hardcovers. That's how I bought them. Liquidated for like $3 to $5. So that probably, like, you know, I know we're living in different times. You know, I'll bring that up, though. And sometimes I do sneak 1 or 2 things in when David and group need, you know, a little not advice or guidance or anything, because they do great on their own. Just like, hey, this would be really cool. This is what people would love to see. So, yes,
reprints by Captain Aubrey Baker using numbers.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
A couple of people, somebody else besides Kane was asking, what panels are you and Amanda looking forward to?
She has been so swamped with work. I haven't had a chance to talk to her, but I have plans to interview people at Walt Comics, at Mad Cave Studios. Hopefully doing some IDW stuff, and then Marvel. Big panel I want to go to the next big thing. Melanie and I had a lot of fun at that panel. Remember we saved Amy a spot when they were talking about the next big thing?
Yeah.
Those are, if you can make it to those panels, those are some of the best panels. Because despite of how people feel about books and things going on, it's still, it brings me back to the days of getting hyped up with everybody. That no matter what, we all have that equal energy of, like, no matter what's being popped up, whether it's something ridiculous like Wolverine has a long lost daughter, everybody's like, yeah! You know, subconsciously you're like, wait, we've done this already, but it doesn't matter because you're just caught in the hype, right? Everybody's together in the same panel and you're like, yeah! Or ridiculous things like the Marvel characters are fighting again. Civil War 3, standing ovation. Oh my gosh, we've never seen this. Watch them announce Civil War 3 and I'm going to feel like a jerk.
I like the low-key panels where it's like, honestly, it's the bullpen ones where it's
that
people
was
from the 80s and 90s
That's a good one.
Talking that, I mean, and oh my goodness, Bendis's panel and Geoff John's panel, like I filmed and showed parts of it to my students about like inspiration for writing. Like it was awesome.
My goal is to hopefully one day to hold a panel of collected editions with some of the people that work. Because I think the people that work in collected editions are the unsung heroes, whether it's Marvel, DC, Dark Horse, Image, whomever it is. That's the kind of stuff that I want to bring to light. It's like how these things happen, how these things are decided. For people that love collected editions. And I know that's not like the biggest panel, right? It'll be like 5 to 10 people in the room. But it'd be really cool to see that, like, putting faces with names of people that put these things together for years for us.
The CC, where are you? There you go.
Somebody asked about Star Wars old stuff, Dark Horse stuff. Yes.
Let me read this first. I hope you're doing good. Any update on that Daredevil by Frank Miller Omni restock before the companion comes out?
No, but I think Spider-Man 2099 Omnibus is getting restocked.
Oh, okay. And I hope you do see them.
Yeah, you come and see. Hey, anybody that sees us at New York Comic Con, do not be shy, or don't think, like, even if I'm interviewing somebody, you come and say hello. Seriously. Unless I'm interviewing Chris Claremont. You leave me and Chris alone. This is our time. Our time.
Yeah, here's what you were looking at.
Some Star Wars Legends Omnibus announcements would be second half of 2024 would be so cool. Yes.
Oh, and thank you for another super chat.
Oh, you do? Okay.
The amount of Superman collected editions versus the Batman ones are insane. Also love Batman Year 2, but the crossing is such a mess to me.
It's okay. I get it. I love it.
Who was it that you said you talked about? Was it the crossing and the gentleman was like, "Oh, you don't hear that very often."
Oh,
was the creator
Terry Cabana.
Yeah.
He was one of the writers of Iron Man during that time. He was like, "Wow, I never hear that." And I'm like, "You dang right, you don't hear that."
Is Lazarus still on hiatus or canceled?
Hiatus. Somebody spoke that Greg Rucka was going through some health issues. I don't know. When does Extreme X-Men 2 come out? Love your channel. Thank you, Jack. I actually announced the new dates I was given. Give me 1 second and I'll tell you what all those are. I got to find the email from David first. So what David does is sends me a list of all these books, right? Including the new schedules for the books that people were like, where are these books now? So the dates, where do I put it on the Patreon, by the way, if you're on Patreon, that's the $1 tier that has written documentation. It shows like the slots for upcoming Omnis and the dates for the Omnis I've already announced that have been moved.
And the $5 tier is gives you access to Discord, which is a really positive place, and it's got tons of like different channels on it and such. So if you're interested in that, check it out. That's
really cool because you are phenomenal. The people in the Discord that keep everything secret, like, because they have early access to the announcements, and they talk in the Discord about what this is. What the book is I announced. Okay, so August is the Extreme X-Men by Chris Claremont Omnibus Volume 2. David did say that could be moved to make room for something else. So maybe later on next year. But that's what I have now. Excalibur 3 of September. Give me 1 second. I know Captain Marvel by Kelly Thompson is November, Volume 2. That's been moved to November 2. What other book was moved? Oh, Spider-Man by Joe Kelly Omnibus. That's been moved to January of 2025. And then November also has What If Into the Multiverse Omnibus Volume 2. So the book that I have, this one here, Volume 2 does not come out until next November. So almost longer than a year apart. So that's what, those are the new dates. Sorry, it took me a minute to go look that up. Geoff, thank you so much, my brother. So when is MintyCon going to happen? I'm there.
Oh, thank you for the super chat.
Bring those, what are they called? The little mint fresheners. Oh, we got to get the girls the junior mint shirts. Remember when we made junior mint shirts? I got to get new shirts. 2025, my brother. That's my goal. 2025. I'm going to have it at my house. No.
No.
Where's my dude that lives in Florida that has that big, that's what we're going to have it at his house. Hey, brother, thank you so much, man. Hey, brother, if you need a place to stay in New York City, the bedwetting is under control. All kidding aside, I'm there all 4 days. You're always welcome.
Oh, thank
you, brother. That's so nice. I hope to see you there. We're actually staying with Amanda's sister this time around. Actually, I was texting her earlier this morning because people wanted to know where she lives. I'm like, I don't think they need your address. They just need to know the vicinity of where you live. So I need to get that from her.
Yeah. So that's another reason why I won't be joining. There's not enough room.
Three's Company?
I just watched Pee Wee Herman taking over Joan Rivers' talk show, and he was interviewing Susan Sarandon.
What does that have to do with anything?
Three's Company too.
Oh, Susan Sarandon is not in Three's Company.
What's her name?
Suzanne Summers?
Susan Summers or Suzanne.
This is why you don't see Melanie on Reels Talk with Amanda.
Be waiting for you.
Because she would confuse the crap out of both of us.
Oh, goodness. Hello, Impulse. What is your couple name? Melmar, Omni. It's Omni. Omar, Melanie. It's Omni.
That's one with Fuse.
I like Three's Company. That was a good show. I watched it in college. Let's see. How are you? Let's see. How you guys look young for your age. Are you guys immortals? Thank you. Any upcoming artist edition announcements?
I have a big announcement coming from I hope I get to announce the artist editions one day, but I do have a big announcement from 2000 AD, the Apex editions, which is their version of artist editions, one that really means a lot to me. So they were kind enough to send me information on it. I'm just waiting on the cover. Yeah, so excited for that one.
Will Spider-Man Blue receive a reprint and trade at some point?
Oh, yeah.
Gallery edition is too big for my shelves.
Absolutely, that will come back in. Trade paperback. It's one of those that they'll reprint from time to time.
Is the Joe Kelly Omni getting delayed so Marvel can slip in a Spider-Man Omni by JMS?
A Spider-Man Omni by JMS? We've had two, right? Or slip in a Spider-Man Omni by JMS. Do you mean by Dan Slott? Or talk to me, brother. Talk to me, Paul.
I have a pint from yeah, I made sweet potato pancakes while watching.
Does Melanie think that Eric Stoltz was in Back to the Future?
With Paul Rubens.
Maybe she's from another
John Rivers show, and then universe. I watched the horror of having a body video, and it was disturbing. I'm very eclectic with my tastes. Do you have any contacts in Skybound to get the news on any Marvel or IDW Transformer reprints? Would love it if they complete the Phase 3 collected editions.
I do, and I know a little bit, but I also I can't say anything. The thing that I can say is I know there are things out there that have been talked about, Skybound being able to collect things. That is just, that's something that shouldn't have been said until things have been approved, if that makes sense. So nothing written yet, nothing signed off, but things will come. J.M. DeMatteis. Okay, dang you, spell check. Okay, I hope so. I did tell them, but just as a reminder. I love when David catches my reminders. Like when, what was it? We talk like a couple times a year about like some of the things that, you know, they're doing. And I'm like, oh, and don't forget, we talked about this. And he'll catch me. He'll be like, you didn't talk about that. Like whenever I throw in something like Ghost Rider Omnibus or Darkhawk Omnibus, he's like, I know we did not talk about this. And I'm like, man, he's got a good memory. I'm like, you got me. I love it when Melanie met Carl Urban and asked him to sign one of his country songs and asked, where's his wife, Nicole Kidman? You know what Carl Urban is?
Nope.
Okay, yeah, that's my wife.
know Nicole Kidman.
There you go. Who's your guys?
Catwoman.
Nicole Kidman is not Catwoman. What is wrong with you?
Who was Catwoman?
Halle Berry?
No, not her. Michelle Pfeiffer. Jinx. But Nicole Kidman, Dangerous Minds. Or is that Michelle Pfeiffer?
That's Michelle Pfeiffer.
I know who Nicole Kidman. I know who that is. Nicole Kidman. I know that name. I know her.
She was in The Others. Married to Tom Cruise.
Far and away. Okay, thank you. Yes. Do you think comic stores or stories, would benefit from more one-offs or OOC runs or more serialized runs and cross with other characters? OOC. OOC.
I know one of their biggest stories that DC had, like one of their biggest sellers was Batman 3 Jokers. And I feel like that is the one-off kind of story that Geoff Johns went off to tell. And it sold a lot for DC. So I think I say they probably benefit from stories like that. Something that anybody can just jump into.
Nicole Kidman was in.
She was
in a Batman movie.
A bad Batman movie. Batman Forever, wasn't she?
Okay, there. That's totally what I was thinking.
You're welcome. Oh, my dude, Bruce. You're welcome to stay here for Mintycon. I will supply the fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Oh, no. That is a reference to Silence of the Lambs.
Look at you. Yeah, okay. You're getting better at this.
There were stories. I was thinking about that movie the other day.
It's a great movie.
And thank you for the super chat.
Omar, who is your most mixed writer? To me, it's Tom King, as I love Superman Up and Away, Supergirl, but I hate his Batman run and Riddler Bad Day.
And that one, like, best issue, didn't it?
I'm sure. I did. I'm sure I have a lot of these that sometimes I enjoy their stuff, and I'm trying to think. I'll be honest with you, Ed Brubaker. I love everything independent he did, but his X-Men stuff was no bueno. I didn't like his X-Men. Mad Fraction, that's another one. Jeff Lemire. I guess it's really difficult to write for X-Men, though. Yeah, I did not like Mad Fraction's.
Oh, happy
X-Men.
birthday to Jimmy's mom.
Jimmy's mom, happy birthday. Stay looking young. With the kisses of hers and hers.
Wait,
and,
he's
singing it.
We gotta
He's
sing.
singing.
Come on,
I'm not singing it. You sing it.
Look, I'm fried. With the kisses are hers and his, three's company too. You'll see that life is a ball again. Laughter is calling for you. Down at our rendezvous, three's company too. Wow, I did a bad job of that.
No, I was going to say that was pretty good.
No,
We're going to get demonetized now because your song was so good.
You know what I'm talking about when Fry's like running through the song. Come and knock on the door.
Have I read the Peter David Captain Marvel omnibus? Yes.
Oh,
I did. Love it. Any chance of a Micronauts #1 facsimile edition overview? Yeah, that was fun, man. Reading ROM, like I know this is the home of collected editions, but it brought back a lot of memories of reading that stuff. Like, we went to Baltimore and I was looking at some of those facsimile editions. I'm like, why am I so intrigued by this? I don't collect single issues, but I kept looking at the foil cover ones, like that Spider-Man 300. And I had the original one at one time before I sold it. Oh gosh, I had a dream last night that I was collecting the chromium ones. I saw some X-Men.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, that's so
like, my brother and I went to a comic store. My brother was like, "Hey, come here, Omar, look at this." And I'm like, "Oh, I gotta get them all."
Hey guys, heaps of love from
Thank you.
Australia, 3:30 a.m. Oops. Any ETA on the next epic video with Curtis?
I have to get the list first from Marvel, so I hope soon. Probably after New York Comic Con though, but we'll just make sure you're subscribed. 3:30 a.m. I wish I had a better answer. I'm sorry, I don't.
Big Stu's asking, and Rahul was asking earlier as well. What's the upcoming on the bestest channel ever this week?
Oh, thank you, Big Stu. Let's see. So tomorrow is my top 13 recommended reads for the month, or buys, essential reads for the month of October. Monday is my overview of Captain Marvel and my overview of Captain America, the Trial of Captain America Omnibus reprint. And let me make sure I have this right, because I want to make sure I have the time right. I'm interviewing David Nakayama, and just to make sure, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm interviewing David Nakayama. Big shout out to my buddy Curtis for putting that together. Curtis is working with a Clover Press, and he hit me up. And I'm sure I'll be interviewing Alex Maleev and David Mack too one day. He's gonna set those up. So very, very excited. Dude, I saw the X-Men, what was it? X-Men 5, the cover with Wolvie and Omega Red. It was only available at a Mexican comic convention, and I went crazy because I love that cover. I'm like, don't do it. Do not buy this, Omar. Don't go down the rabbit hole. Stick to your collected editions, for the love of God and everything that's holy. You do not need to go back to single issues. But I came really close, and I was eyeing them at the convention. Yeah. So that's on Monday. Tuesday is the announcement video, the first announcement video to kick those off, and old reader, new reader, but also the trade paperbacks that I do every Tuesday. Wednesday is my most wanted Batman omnis, and then Reels Talk at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live. Thursday is the overview of What If Volume 1 and Marvel Age. I got to get those out. And Friday is, what was Friday? I think that's the Sandman Omnibus review that you did that we filmed a while back. And then
I forgot about that.
Some maybe some Clover Press books too. And then Saturday you're back here, the live stream with me.
Batman 3 Joker's got Mr. Tex to visit a comic shop for the first time in 22 years.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man.
Chris is saying, I'm a sucker for Mexican foil variants.
Oh.
Are we going to get some Last Ronin ones soon?
Oh gosh, please, Chris, don't get me started. I don't need them. Do I need them? Do I need them, don't I?
D-Rock saying hi earlier. And I noticed that the monthly release videos get longer each month. Are they a lot more draining than they used to be? Thanks again for doing them.
Thank you.
Dude, an hour and a half. An hour and a half.
Keep in mind,
the last week of each month is his busy week.
It's
like
horrible. Like,
he
wish
does not have time to do anything.
I don't have time to do anything. Like, my brother wanted to come down and visit. I'm like, no, not this week. Love you. I'll catch you next week. Yes, it's draining. I'm not even gonna lie, because I mean, it's not filming. It's not just filming. It's not just doing the research. It's downloading the pictures, and then on top of that, editing the video, which is a nightmare sometimes. It's draining. But I mean, not every month has 5 weeks, right? That month had 5 weeks. We're back to 4 weeks later, but yeah, Melanie can tell you, I'm like, gosh dang it, October has 5 weeks. She knows what I mean.
Chris says, you
Pink
want
in
one?
the brain.
I got you. No te preocupes.
Oh, are you serious? Oh, but Chris, you send me that. Do you know what that means?
Oh,
I'll get them all.
Like, yeah.
I have this.
Maybe Chris. Maybe
this it's called the collector syndrome.
Because I didn't believe him, and I had Alicia pick out an X-Men Legends figure for Christmas years ago, and then he's like, "Well, now I'm getting them all." And I was like, "No, you'll be fine. Instead
of saying thank you to my baby, I said, "Do you know what you've done?"
And I was like, "You'll be fine."
Send it my way, Chris.
And it's not an issue of not balancing, not balancing the budget. That's not the issue. It's just space. Like, where would you put them?
But they would look so cool. Like,
yes,
look,
I like them.
I got room, like, on. I realized,
like on the wall.
No, on the bookshelves. Like, bookshelves are plain on the end. And I thought about putting them there. There you go.
Bro, really?
Thank you, Chris.
Liked the upcoming editions video. It was better than any feature-length movie.
Oh, thank you, Rahul. Seriously, man.
And Kevin, thank you for the super sticker. That
all of you that keep watching it. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it, right? It's one of my most viewed videos, and it helps people out. And that was the whole thing why I wanted to do it. Was like, my list helps me out. I'm just gonna make a video, because that's how they got started. I'm gonna make a video about it, and if 700 people watch it, I'll keep doing it. And then it became one of my most popular videos, and that's all she wrote. Because I'll be honest with you, man, doing the YouTube thing, I've seen a lot of people get burnt out. And one of the things that happens is you forget to ask the question of, why are you doing this? I've seen a lot of people complain about the algorithm, and I know I talk about it, but don't work for the algorithm. To anybody that makes YouTube videos, I know the struggle. I know, I've been there. Don't do videos because you have to feed an algorithm, right? Like shorts, sure, you have to, because that's what YouTube wants you to do. I get it, but don't do videos that you think will perform good because of the algorithm. Do videos because it's what you love doing and what you want to put out there and share with everybody. Like, I've seen so many people that make similar videos about comics and stuff get so burned out. Because that's what happens. It's like you're trying to appease an algorithm that is a freaking bot that doesn't have a human conscience. And instead of making things that you love making, you're making things that you don't like talking about to hopefully one of your videos get freaking viral. And I'm like, is that what it's about? Like, yeah, I would love none of my videos have ever been viral. Like, none of them. I do this every day. And now it's my job, right? I love doing this. And it is a struggle, but the minute that I'm like, well, looks like I got to make and you all have wonderful ideas, and I will make some, but it looks like somebody wanted me to do like history of Wolverine. It would be cool, but do it in the way that he said, do it in the way like, what's his name does it? Comic historian. I'm like, yeah, that guy has a team. I don't. I have me. I roll solo. That would take me forever. And then that's just me trying to make a video that tries to break this algorithm, right? Tries to get my video viral. And I'm like, do I want to do that? Like, best Wolverine moments I can do all day, every day. But like history of Wolverine, that I don't know. I don't write scripts either. Y'all have seen my videos.
Earl was saying, you didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. You started to say something. Yes, I would like that. You were a fan. You were a bigger fan than I was of Pinky and the Brain. I like Tiny Toons more. You grew up more in that era of Pinky and the Brain, though.
Yes, I wasn't a bigger fan. I just grew up.
You're a bigger fan than I am.
Okay, I maybe sure.
I know.
That would be cool, Earl.
Oh, thank you, Daniel.
Daniel says he manually searches near mint videos every day. Oh, thanks.
Thank you, brother.
Irony is taking fun too seriously.
You know what else I worry about is YouTube and this whole AI thing that's helping you. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not going to go
Great to start a Saturday with you guys. Just received the Rosetta art book. Gorgeous. Every page is indicative of different styles evolving and culminating in pure genius. Thanks for the review. Well, listen to your review. Whoa, that was awesome.
It was beautiful, man. That book is awesome.
Would you ever get a team?
Yes, if I could afford one. Oh my gosh, yes. People have approached me, and I've worked with people like people that have done, like my buddy Keenan, who's done our intros and segues, and my buddy Christian, you know, who's helped me with like technology and stuff and fixing this the gimbal that we couldn't get working. So sometimes I reach out to my friend Andrew, because you know, when you do this on your own, you have to learning to work a new camera and color levels, and oh my gosh, that's a nightmare. Every camera's different, so every color level is different. And if I'm doing 8 hours of research on learning how to do one of those things, that takes time away from making videos and stuff.
Ryan's offering James's work for free.
James is my freaking oracle. I need to send James some books. James in the chat. Where's
Tony? Hey, thank you so much for your support. On commenting on videos and stuff. Thank you.
Tony's a good guy. Has it been moved?
I was anticipating X-Men: The Hidden Years Omnibus. The DM cover has been moved to a later date.
I think it has. Let me look really quick. I think that one is it late 2024? Give me 1 second. Tony's a good guy, so I'm gonna look this up. Not that I don't look up
Tony, like as in Tony, but it's Tony. Because when you said that, I never thought about it until now.
January. Yeah, it slipped into January. Yeah, but I think I knew that. I knew that. Yep, January. That was weird.
The O team instead of the A team.
I think it's some symbol a team. All right, that sounds great. Color matching is horrible. Rather color correcting. Oh my gosh, tell me about it. Because you like when you get a new camera, it's like, oh, the blues are too strong on it, and you want the book to look the way it looks when it's in somebody's hands. You could fake it and make the colors prettier, but I'm trying to like keep it as real as I can. You know, so you're not surprised. Like when you get your book, you're like, this doesn't look like anything on Omar's videos.
Hey, Hondalorian.
What's up? I'm on Team Omni. That's my brother right there. Come see him when we stay.
Sergeant Savage is saying, I don't collect single issues, says the guy who begs being a dynamite auction for the Red Sun metal cover.
I'm so sorry about that. I had to have it. I had to have it. I had to have it. That thing was beautiful. And I ended up giving it to Maddie. I gave it to Maddie. That's my buddy.
So Caden's asking, when you read the paperback graphic novel, how do you keep the cover down?
As I'm reading it? Don't. Can you just where is it here? Here's some trades I'm currently reading. Hold on a second.
Which one's that? Which that?
This is how I read, like this. I don't really force, like you're talking about, like forcing it down like this or keeping it flat. No, I read it like this.
Oh, it's Tony. Now I'll read Tony in my head. It was Tony.
This is an American made.
Logan was saying, doesn't one of your videos have 30K views? How many views do you need to go viral?
Oh, viral is like
I don't know. Is there a specific number?
500,000. I think.
I don't know.
I think Berserk is still my most viewed video. I think that's at 300,000, something like that. I think you need like 500,000 or something, whatever it is. You know, some channels have like found that. Yeah, maybe I was telling Melanie, like, oh my gosh, if I got a video go viral over 1 million views, I will have to take off.
Break. You could take a break.
I'm going to take a break. Forget you all. I'm going on a break.
Do you think Marvel would ever reprint the Marvel Nightmare on Elm Street comics?
That would have to be a legal thing. Who owns the rights to Nightmare now? It's not New Line or they would have the right to have to acquire the rights. Have to leave and rewatch this later, but just want to leave a question. You read Batman Who Laughs Deluxe after Dark Knight's Metal Omnibus. Dark Knights. Yes, you do. It's in between that.
Rodimus Prime Rib is jonesing for some Transformers
No
news.
Transformer news yet.
Aw.
Nothing yet.
We are getting reprints of Silver Age material at an all-time high right now.
Yes.
With MMMMMMMW. Mighty Marvel Masterworks and the reprints of the original Marvel Masterworks, and not to mention the Omnis. Why are they triple dipping this material?
They've realized that not everybody gets every format. People that get Epic Collections, or sometimes use them as placeholders. People that collect Omnis don't get Marvel Masterworks usually. And then there are people that love the Marvel Masterworks that missed out on some of those early ones. So that's why. So it's a different time than we were, 5-6 years ago even. It's just different people like different things. Kyoto's Supergirl figure. Thank you. I will.
And do you think Immortal X-Men, X-Men Red, and X-Men by Dugan will be collected in OHC or Omni first?
Oof. I think, I don't know. That's such a hard question. I think they're finishing out like the Krakoa stuff, like with X-Force and Wolverine, but I haven't seen any new ones. So maybe they'll wait for omnibus format. I preferred collected editions over single issues for a long time, but these new facsimile editions are getting me back to floppies. Dude, me too. And if Chris sends me one, it's game over, man. Game over.
If Geoff Johns hadn't signed a DC contract during his Avengers run, he would have stayed on the book and the Austin run wouldn't have happened, or the Bendis relaunch. Makes you think.
Yep, and if you've been watching my channel, you know how I feel about the Bendis relaunch of Avengers. I'm happy for all the millions of people out there that love that story, but not this.
You guys excited for Hickman Chichetto's new Ultimate Spider-Man coming up?
Yes. Kiketo.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yes. And I don't know if it's Miles, I don't know if it's Peter, if it's going to be a new Spider-Man, regardless. Oh my gosh, yes.
Hello from Texas, Omar and Melanie would desperately love Star Wars Legacy Omni, my favorite one of the Star Wars comics.
Oh, that will come for sure. All
right. Who do you think chews on Must Bubblegum?
Boom, boom, Jubilee
or Just Bragg?
Jubilee. 90s Jubilee beats anybody out.
More than Just Bragg. What about Captain America Volume 2?
Heroes Return.
Not Herpes Return. Heroes Return.
Nobody wants
that would.
I wonder
how that title
wait. Let me clarify something. I'm not making fun of Caden at all.
No,
it's just
no.
It reminds me of like, oh wow, that would be a really weird movie title. Captain America 2, Herpes Return. Just when you thought the Red Skull and Arnim Zola were Captain America's worst enemies. Nope. All that time in the 40s.
No.
Herpes. Heroes Return. You talking about the trade paperback? The same way I handled that one. The same way.
Final Shadow says the new Ultimate Spider-Man will be a transformed spider. Mark my words.
Like,
so like a spider.
Man spider.
Yeah, turned into a human. What was it with Craven's last night? We were talking about having the body of a Spider-Man. He has the body of a man. What did I
said
say?
The body of a man.
Yeah.
Sato's right though. Geoff Johns was DC was Destiny. It happened the way it was supposed to happen. DC forever.
Thought Jubilee like chili dogs. That's Sonic. The first episode of X-Men the Animated Series totally lied to me.
They did lie to you. I always wanted to know what Geoff Johns was going to do with Zodiac Key and his Avengers run. What did the key open? Still wondering through this day. Me too, my brother. I love that. I love those stories. I know there was some like moments in there that people were like, "Oh, that's so cringe." I don't care. It was.
Thank you, Jack, for the super chat. Is there a hardcover Omni of Bendis's Jinx World stuff?
I actually talked to him. I want to interview him so bad.
I talked to
him about that, and he was like,
all
he said is like, "There's stuff coming," but he can't say anything yet, which happens.
So
no news about G.I. Joe or Transformers. The Rock.
Yeah, and it's 12:59.
Hey, Christy.
So we'll have a couple more questions. Do you think modern era stories are going the right direction in terms of storytelling? What is your opinion on the new Warriors team?
Oh my God, I've been waiting for that question all my life.
all
Christy,
his life.
Is this somebody creating a separate account?
Christy's question.
Like, I love the New Warriors. Like, is somebody making fun of me?
What's your opinion?
Love it. Love it. Absolute love the New Warriors. To me, that was just as good as, I know this always sounds blasphemous to people, but what Marv Wolfman and George Perez did in the pages of New Teen Titans, that was New Warriors to me in the 90s. Sure, it's got that 90s edge, but some of the best stories I ever read about coming of age characters happen in the pages of New Warriors. Do I think modern stories are going in the right directions in terms of storytelling? Some are, yeah. You know, here's the thing, like, things change over time. What people enjoyed 20 years ago is different than what people enjoy now. And I'm one of these people. I'm 45 years old, so I get stuck in my old ways too. I've always said, like, end of the day, yeah, House and Powers of X are wonderful. End of the day, I want my X-Men playing baseball back at the X-Mansion. It's just weird, right, to break from that. But they're taking chances, right? I hated One More Day. But holy moly, like that was a huge gamble they took, and they stuck to it. It's been almost 20 years now since One More Day.
No, it hasn't.
It's been almost 20 years.
Are you serious?
2005, 6, right? Yeah. That's how long these.
Why does that feel like it was just 10 years ago?
It lasted longer than Gene staying dead.
Wow.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hated it, but it stuck and it created new stories. There are people that read Spider-Man for the first time that have never seen him with Mary Jane. Like, that's crazy to me.
Maybe it doesn't feel like that long, because in my head and in my heart, they're always together.
Because in my head and in my heart, 20 years ago was 1980.
Yeah.
To this day, 20 years ago was 1980.
No.
But that was a really good question. Thank you for that,
thank
Christy.
you,
I think some are, and then others are, get back into that comic book mentality of like, no, nothing changes.
I suggest Zdarsky's Batman run. If you like, I love it. I suggest it for you if you like a balance of like Batman being badass and prepared for everything, and then over the top where it's like it's almost goofy. It's like straddling that line. At least my opinion, it's straddling the line. Some people might be like, "Oh no, he totally jumped the shark." But he's so prepared for everything. Is I guess a good description of Zdarsky's Batman, but I see it's got heart and emotions. It evokes emotions in me, so I recommend it if you like that type of storytelling.
Wow, look at that review. And on that note, I'm going to take 3 more questions, but before I do, check out cheapgraphicnovels.com. They have books up to 50% off. If you use the code Near Mint Condition at the checkout, you get free shipping on your next order after your first one. So we'll take 3 more questions. 2007. So yeah, we're almost there. It's almost been 20 years. It's crazy.
Which to buy, King in Black Omni or Van Omnibus by Cates?
Van Omnibus by Cates. Okay. It's got the King in Black story in there, and it's got everything you need. Omni Dog is live.
Thank you.
Thank you for that,
Blas. Go check them out. And we need
I want my X-Men to play baseball too. I want the chill down issues, right? There's some great moments. It's like we fear change as comic readers. You're used to the way things were, and when something big happens, you're like, not for me. What's the best Peter David omnibus story-wise?
Is it one of the Hulk Omnis, an X Factor one, or Genis?
Genis Fell? Hulk is character defining. Hulk is amazing. I love his Hulk run.
And the last question, Michael is saying, would you rather have a Marvel Transformers or G.I. Joe Omni run?
Let's see how
Transformers.
Yep. Transformers. Takes me back to playing with Cornhusk when I was a kid. Everyone, I guess this week's videos. Oh no,
Roberto, he said it twice.
I said what it was.
Yeah, actually you said him twice, didn't you?
No, I think I said it once.
Okay.
Tomorrow's the overview, or I'm sorry, tomorrow's my top 13. Monday, the overview is Captain Marvel and the Captain America Lives. Or no, Trial Captain America. Tuesdays, the announcement video, as well as Old Reader, New Reader, and the Marvel Trades. Wednesdays, my top 10 most wanted Batman Omnis. Thursdays, the What If and Marvel Age. And then Friday, I think that's when I'm doing, or Sandman Omnibus. Yeah, I think you like something like that. So there you go, Roberto Rodriguez. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the rest of your time. Go hug your family if you like them.
Stay minty.